Material in this video contains content included in the RBT Test Content Outline, 3rd edition, TCO. C. Point 10. Implement shaping procedures. Samantha is a newly certified RBT. She works with Alex, a 7-year-old boy who struggles with expressive language. During their sessions, Samantha's goal is to help Alex request a favorite toy by saying bubble. Initially, Alex only makes sounds like ba. Understanding the conceptual aspects of shaping, Samantha knows that shaping involves reinforcing successive approximations toward a desired behavior. She reinforces Alex when he attempts to vocalize ba. Over time, as Alex becomes consistent, she adjusts her reinforcement criteria, only reinforcing clearer approximations like bub. Following the procedural aspects of shaping, Samantha carefully plans and implements steps that gradually shape Alex's response. She provides positive reinforcement by praising Alex and blowing bubbles for him immediately after each approximation. To implement shaping procedures effectively, Samantha maintains consistency and ensures Alex stays motivated. If Alex shows disinterest in the bubbles, she moves on to different activities and resumes again when Alex is highly motivated to access bubbles. After several sessions, Alex successfully requests bubbles independently. Samantha celebrates his success and reinforces each time he says the word bubbles by blowing him lots of bubbles. Through shaping, Samantha helps Alex learn to ask for what he needs and wants using words. Now that he can clearly communicate, he gets help faster, has fewer tantrums, and enjoys more time playing and talking with others. Shaping is a way to teach new behaviors by reinforcing small steps that get closer and closer to a final goal. These steps are called successive approximations. As an RBT, you'll help guide your client by prompting improved responses and then reinforcing any changes that bring the client closer to the target behavior. If the response is not a closer approximation, you withhold reinforcement. This process helps your client stay motivated and continue making progress toward learning the full behavior. Shaping happens all the time in real life. For example, helping a client learn to ride a bike might start with reinforcing sitting on the bike, then balancing, then pedaling, and finally riding on their own. RBTs also use shaping to teach speech by reinforcing simple sounds first, then syllables, then full words. These examples show how shaping makes hard tasks easier by breaking them into smaller steps and reinforcing progress along the way. Shaping is important because it helps clients learn complex skills that they can't do all at once. By reinforcing small improvements, you make it more likely the client will keep trying and eventually succeed. This step-by-step approach also builds confidence and prevents frustration. Without shaping, many important behaviors would be too difficult to teach.
Now that you understand the big picture of shaping, let's take a closer look at the main concepts behind how it works. These ideas will help you recognize what to look for and what to do when guiding a client through shaping. Successive approximations. Successive approximations are small steps that bring the client closer to the final behavior. As an RBT, you reinforce each new step when it shows progress toward the goal. Each step builds on the one before, helping clients learn complex skills in a manageable way. Example: when teaching a client to wash their hands, you might first reinforce turning on the water, then rubbing soap, and finally completing the full routine. Reinforcement during shaping. Reinforcement is what makes shaping work. As an RBT, you'll choose rewards that are meaningful and motivating to the client. It's important to provide reinforcement right after the behavior happens. This helps the client connect their behavior with the reward and encourages them to keep moving toward the goal. Example: when helping a client speak, giving praise or a favorite toy after they try making a sound motivates them to keep trying. Using extinction in shaping. Extinction in shaping means stopping reinforcement for earlier steps, once they no longer are the closest approximation to the goal behavior. As the client begins to show responses, that are more similar to the target behavior. The previous responses are placed on extinction. This allows reinforcement to be delivered only for responses that most closely match the desired behavior. Example: if a client is learning to write, you might start by reinforcing simple lines. But once they begin forming letters, you stop reinforcing lines and only reinforce letter formation. Terminal behavior. The terminal behavior is the final goal of shaping. The terminal behavior is the skill the client is learning to do independently. Once the client shows the terminal behavior on their own, shaping is complete and reinforcement continues, only as needed to maintain the skill. Example: if a client is learning to tie their shoes, the terminal behavior is tying their shoes completely on their own, without help with any of the steps or extra reinforcement for practicing.
Key takeaways for implementing shaping procedures. Definition of shaping. Shaping is a process that teaches new behaviors by reinforcing small steps that gradually get closer to the final goal. These small steps are called successive approximations. Reinforcement is delivered for each new response that more closely resembles the terminal behavior, while earlier responses are placed on extinction. Planning the procedure. RBTs define a clear terminal goal and choose a starting behavior the client can already do. Each approximation taught should be measurable and achievable. Reinforcement must be consistent and immediate. Making adjustments. If progress slows, RBTs can change the starting point, break steps down into smaller parts, or adjust reinforcement. These changes help the client keep moving forward. Monitoring progress with data ensures the procedure stays effective. Generalization and maintenance. After the new behavior is mastered, reinforcement should fade gradually. Intermittent reinforcement helps the behavior last over time. The client should also practice the skill in new settings and with different people to promote generalization. Ethical implementation. Reinforcers must be safe, meaningful, and based on client preferences. Clients should participate in ABA sessions willingly and without distress. Ethical shaping procedures protects the client's dignity and promotes trust.
Shaping is a powerful strategy that allows RBTs to teach life-changing skills, one step at a time. By reinforcing each new approximation, setting clear goals and adjusting with care, you help clients achieve behaviors that build independence and create new opportunities in their lives. Your consistency, attention to emotional well-being, and respect for each client's unique pace reflect the heart of ethical and effective practice. As you support generalization and long-term success, never forget that your patience and dedication create real, lasting impact. Each moment you spend shaping behavior is a moment spent shaping someone's future. Thank you for your commitment, your compassion, and your belief in every learner. You're changing lives. Keep going with the great behavior intervention you provide, and keep inspiring growth in the lives of your clients.